So my name is Caitlin Morey, and I'm interviewing
Jewel Stabler.
All right. So, do you mind telling us about your name?
About my name? Well, the Jewel comes from, that name came from my Auntie Hannah, who was a maiden aunt of mine who came from Norway. And the middle name is the Norwegian name, Alma. So I don't know who picked that one, but anyway, Jewel Alma Rudd, which was rude. I have to roll my R's. Rude. Okay, I did pretty good. That was my father's name. He was from Norway, and my mother was from Norway. Her maiden name was Fossa, F-O-S-S-A-A.
Wow.
My father came from a family of 13, and my mother came from a family, all single births, of 18 children.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, 18 kids?
Yeah.
So your family is really large.
Well, no. The funny part of it is, because of the bigness of the family, there was very little marriage that went on afterwards. I guess they didn't want to get, the women didn't want to have big families. So I came from a family where there were 5 children.
So you have, how many siblings do you have?
There were 5 girls,
Oh wow.
but one died before I was born, so I was raised in a family of 4,
Wow. And all girls.
all girls.
And you had both your parents?
Do I have both?
Or both of your parents raised you?
Well, yes and no. My father was shipwrecked when I was 8. And so I was actually raised by my mother.
Well, did your mother work?
No.
No. Did any of your sisters work?
Yes.
Where did they
We
work?
all did.
Oh. Where did you guys work?
Well, I'm at what time?
Let's start with your first job, if you remember.
Well, my first job was an usherette at the Ballard Theater.
Really? And what?
And and at the you want to turn it off?
Well, you're supposed
At
to.
North, it was at a downtown insurance company.
Was that your second job?
Pardon?
That was your second job, or your
Well, that was my first one, really.
first real job?
I only worked at the theater just very short time. But I made a whopping 30 cents an hour.
Oh my gosh. Was that minimum wage?
I don't know. That was at the theater.
Oh, okay.
So Northwestern Fire and Auto insurance company was the one that I worked at. The second job was in San Diego during the war.
Oh, wow.
and I moved to San Diego, and I worked at the Navy base
Wow.
there.
Mm-hmm.
So
What did you do at the Navy base?
secretarial and interviewing for the military people when the family wanted an NR
And what is an NR?
they wanted a report on how their son or daughter was doing.
Okay.
So we were the interviewer for the military, and then I worked for the Red Cross, and the local Red Cross unit would contact us, so we were intermediary. So that was fun.
Did you do anything else after? Did you have another job afterwards?
Yes. Well, I had a lot of different jobs because when I married, we moved to different places. So I was in San Diego. I lived in San Diego during the war.
Oh, wow.
And I was married on the this is not doing good.
That's fine.
No.
When did you get married? When did you get married? At what age?
23.
23. Oh. So we're actually going to switch directions for a second, and we're going to talk about your childhood. So, where did you grow up?
In Seattle.
In Seattle?
Yes.
And
in the Finney Ridge area. Up from Green Lake.
oh, okay. And did you like Finney Ridge? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, Seattle is a wonderful place. We lived on the side of the hill, and Green Lake was down at the bottom, and you could watch the motorboat races. They were, they were outboard motors, and when I'd go up to Finney Ridge, Greenwood, to catch the streetcar for either going to school or later for my job, I had a view of over on the Olympic Mountains.
Oh my gosh.
And being on the side of the hill, I had the Cascade Mountain view.
Wow.
So it was a perfect place and a wonderful place to grow up. The schools, Seattle schools were wonderful. Am I beyond what I'm supposed to be saying?
No, it's fine. So you went to elementary school, right?
Yes.
What elementary school did you
John
go to?
B. Allen.
Is that still up and running?
Well, they've turned it into a kind of a recreation and painting it bright sort of bluish green color, really cute. Built a back door and stairs down into the yard, you know. And
So tell me about in your classes, what was it like? Like how many students were in your class?
well, I don't know, but I was the smartest in the class. And the kids didn't, they were kind of afraid. Or something, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was shy and but the teacher would have me check with the students, and if she had to go down to the local the building superintendent's office and so forth. So I guess I got a reputation of being teacher's pet. I really wasn't. And I had difficulty because of the fact of my father, losing my father.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very shy. And then there was a time in my life when I became talkative. And that was wonderful because it just opened up a whole world to be able to communicate.
Mm-hmm. So did you do any activities like after school, like maybe not in elementary school because you were shy, but in your high school years?
Well, my mother was needed help, so I didn't go out for afternoon sports. I had to get home and help her.
Mm-hmm.
But I did take a little class in high school where I tap danced. That was because you had to have some kind of activity.
Mm-hmm.
That I did in school, during school hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a little tap dance. Not big, but that was one of my chosen activities.
Mm-hmm. Did you perform at all in tap dance?
No. Years later, I had joined at the Arabian Theater.
Mm-hmm.
They had a little group there. And we danced or did stuff like that. All I know is that I didn't tell my mother that I was dancing because she was very religious.
Oh.
So my neighbors were also, they had children the same age as my sisters and I. So they would take me places, go to the movie and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So mostly my activities, my physical activities was Green Lake,
Mm-hmm.
went swimming,
Ooh.
and so what I would get up early in the morning and go down swimming. This is on my vacation, summer vacation, and then come back home. I'd swim early,
Mm-hmm.
come back home and can, jam, prunes and plums from our tree, and do the housework, clean, vacuum, and then go back down in the evening and swim again.
Mm-hmm.
So mostly, one of my sisters, well, Mama thought that she was needed special so that she was sickly. So I'd have to, we had a 2-story house,
Mm-hmm.
so with 5 bedrooms. So I would have to do the downstairs, but she wouldn't do the downstairs. She wouldn't. When she went to confirmation classes, she would go downtown and go to a 10-cent movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to do her work
Oh.
and clean the upstairs too. Now I'm telling stories out of my childhood, but that's the way it was. I figured that I was Mama's worker and she was Mama's, pet to me.
Mm-hmm. So.
So when you asked me about my childhood, it wasn't, to me, it wasn't the happiest.
Oh, horrible. Well, when
It
you,
was more doing the work.
so when you grew older, like in high school, did you go out on Friday nights or go to any football games or anything?
Well, if I got a job, tending children,
Mm-hmm.
and I got this, what was it, 5 or 10 cents an hour, then I would, try to have, go to a movie or something like that myself.
Mm-hmm. The 10-cent movie that your sister went to.
Oh.
While you cleaned.
Well, this is really telling on us, but Mama would give us a nickel or a dime to put in the collection plate,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't always go in a collection plate. It went to the theater down on Ballard. My mother was very religious. She was very strict, and we wanted to be like other kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling on how kids get by when they get raised too either religiously or too strictly.
Mm-hmm. So did your friends also go with you to the movies, or was that common?
My sister and I mostly did everything together.
No.
We did have later, when I was up in high school and got my job, I had girlfriends
Mm-hmm.
from the school.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Did you go on to college after high school?
I didn't. We couldn't afford for me to go to college, but I see. I have so many different places that I lived. Eventually, I went. I got a job in Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to I had a job at Ballard Theater, 40 cents an hour, as an usherette. And then I got a job at an insurance company. What did I say? Northwestern?
Yes, you did.
Wire or not? I don't want to repeat. So I worked. My extra schooling came well, I don't want to spend time with that because it's not coming to me. I did try to go to, I wanted to go to college and that kind of stuff, but I had to work.
Oh.
Now that's when I lived in Seattle and everything. When I left Seattle and went to San Diego, then I worked. You can't shut that off.
No. Where did you work?
Oh, I went when. I worked for the Red Cross.
Oh, yes.
And it was after later that when I moved up north, that I went to when I lived in Cupertino, I went to college.
Oh, okay.
And I got my AA degree.
Ooh.
And worked. I worked at night all day, and then went to De Anza College for my night classes.
Oh, no.
And that's where I got my AA degree. So I finally got a degree, but I didn't. Working and going to college and so forth. It's a little taxing.
So, when did you meet your husband? Was that in San Diego?
That was, he was in the money part of his, there are too many different places where I worked and so forth, but I met him, and he was a yeoman in the well, by that time that he was a He was a petty officer, let's
okay.
put it that way.
Okay.
And then he got to be a chief petty officer. He was smart, and later went to college. I'm a little uncomfortable because of the different places that I went and lived, and okay, where was I married? In the chapel of the it was like a portable, and the it's St. Paul the Seafarer was the name of the chapel. That's where I was married.
Oh. So, how long did you date your husband before you married him?
Well, probably a year.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't one of those that got married right away. I didn't marry until I was 23 because I wanted to travel and take classes and do interesting stuff. So we were married in chapel of St. Paul the Seafarer. My sister missed the ferry and didn't come, so I had two lady friends that were guests at the ceremony, and I had to pick out the person that would stand up with me, because the chaplain wasn't going to wait any longer for my sister to arrive.
Oh no.
So that sister, I loved her dearly, but she was different.
Oh my gosh.
She was fun to be with. Like I said, that we went to the movies together, and that kind of stuff. And but she loved the boys, and the boys loved her. But she married a really, really nice man.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the next thing you want?
Oh, okay. So, did you have any kids at all?
No, I had 2 ectopic pregnancies.
Did your sisters have any children?
The Marion, the one I keep talking about.
Yeah.
She had a daughter, and she's still living. She's like my sister's children are like having children, because they love their Auntie Jewel.
Oh.
And they had me come up here to live, and they've been wonderful to take care of me.
No. Do they come here often? Your nieces? Your niece?
They live here.
Oh, Wow, that's cool. So your family's here.
My family's all here.
Wow, that's so cool. You're the first person to actually have family here that we've interviewed so far.
Oh, I have all the family is.
Wow. So do you guys do anything do you hang out often? Or do you go out together at all?
Oh, we. All of my nephews, my niece-in-law, they all had their places, and but when they retired, they came up, so the family is all here, which it's wonderful. We spend our holidays and so forth together.
Aww.
And they all got their degrees and had their
Degrees and nice jobs?
where they work.
Oh, okay.
You know, I mean, went to college and so forth, and if you want to know the different places I lived, I married, and we moved to Georgia.
Oh, wow.
Atlanta the first time, and Augusta, Georgia. So I married twice.
Oh, okay.
I was in I was an editor in Cupertino, California, at St. Paul. No, I did the editing for the document for the first shuttle flight.
Wow.
And I had a very responsible job with the government in California.
So what did you do? Like,
I edited and published all the documents.
Oh my gosh.
All of them depended for the Air Force.
That's so cool.
I had a very responsible job there.
How did you even get that job?
Well, I was talented secretarially and that kind of thing, but the fact that I had gone to night school and got my AA degree, that was made me employable at a higher level.
So did a lot of girls get their college degree? Was that
Pardon?
Did a lot of girls get their college degree? Was that common? Or you getting your...
You mean when I graduated from high school?
Yes.
They all got married.
Gotcha.
That was the thing. When you graduated, you married the guy that was your boyfriend in high school. And I knew I didn't want to get married. I had things that I wanted to do in my life. So I set about doing it.
That's just the coolest job.
And then when I took my night school, was employable. at a higher level, and that's when I went to work for the Air Force. Air Force
The Navy
Satellite
base?
Control Facility.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's so cool. So, what did you do? Did your husband at the time, I'm not sure if it's the first or second, but did he help you at all with the editing or for the Air Force, or was that just you?
No, I wasn't married at that time.
Oh, you're single. All right, so it was just you. Girl
Yeah.
power.
Yeah, I did it all.
So, what do you have any traditions? This is kind of switching gears, but do you have any traditions in your family?
Well, we have lutefisk dinner. That's and it's coming up now with Christmas and so forth. And so I mostly have do this, going to the lutefisk dinners and buying lefse and trying to continue with the traditions when I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing that now too. When all the family now live in the same place, is to eat the lutefisk. Well, they don't all like the lutefisk, but I do. And lefse.
Mm-hmm.
And lefse is kind of a potato tortilla.
Oh.
Do you know? Have you?
I have.
Have you?
It's really good. My mom makes it.
Are you Scandinavian?
I'm not, but my mom's best friend when she grew up, their family was.
Yeah.
I think so. She makes it for us, so
Yeah.
so good. Oh, hungry.
So I have this. My nephew married a Polish girl,
Mm-hmm.
and she likes to cook. So we have wonderful family dinners,
Mm-hmm.
and then the when we go to the
It's fine.
there's all these recipes, these places, and all that. It's just it's a jumble, but it's up here. But it's the problem of getting it out.
That's fine.
Anyway.
Well, I'll ask the last question. All right. Well, actually, there's
I'm
two.
taking out too much time.
You're
And,
normal. So there's two questions I'm going to ask you. One, is there anything you'd like to add that we didn't cover? That you didn't say in the interview? Is there anything else you'd like to add at all?
well, I pretty much
Or
that oh, Yes, I have lots of things that I would like to add, but I'm Scandinavian, and it's fun being a Norwegian. I like the lutefisk. I like the fattigmann and kringle and all that kind of stuff, and the season is right around the corner. So I tried to get the family, as they grew up, to be interested in their Norwegian heritage. And I feel really happy that my godchild married this perfect wife, and she is, so that she fits in, and that makes our family in a cohesive
group.
So that the other thing is my father, losing my father made a difficult life for my mother. He was shipwrecked. An ocean liner cut his fishing boat in two up in the Georgian Straits. And there were 15 lives, and three survivors, and the 12 lost.
I'm sorry.
And this, so was how we grew up, was without my father. And Mama being alone. Did I say so?
No, that's good. It's just sad. Hey. Well, do you want me to go into my last question? It's if you could tell me the biggest life lesson that you've learned, what would it be?
Education. Get all the education you can get. Travel. See the world. I guess education is one of the most important things for me. It opened up a whole world of possibilities.
So that's why it's important? So that's why it's important to open up the world?
Oh. I babysat to get enough money to take a plane trip with one of my co-workers up to Vancouver and Victoria, Canada.
Yeah.
That was about as far as I got seeing the world, but I wanted to travel and do all those things, and I wanted an education. That was a dream, and I managed to do, maybe not on a big scale, but I managed to do these things.
That's good.
And I may not have had a college degree, but I had an AA, associate degree. So, I mean, I tried to learn and do things that would improve my brain. And I'm taking up more time than my allotted.
Well, it's fine.
But I loved to learn. And I read all the time, and I just, to me, I think that it's a wonderful, opens up a wonderful world for youngsters and teenagers and so forth to, instead of doing too much fun, I feel that they should learn.
I agree. That was good.
It was fun going to Green Lake and swimming and everything, because that took care of, your muscles. But education opens up a whole new world.
Oh, we're reaching our time. I agree. Can you wave to the camera and say thank you? Can you wave to the camera?
Oh.
Goodbye. All right. And this was
nice to meet you.